Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a requested video which is a rundown of the Ghost fragrance range. I personally have Ghost Sweetheart, which I'll come to later, and I have lots of things to say about this, so it's not going to be the shortest of videos. If you're new here, then welcome. It's all about perfumes here, so do subscribe if you're not already, if you are a perfume fan like me, and let me know your requests in the comments down below. So let's talk about the Ghost brand. So Ghost is obviously a beautiful ladies fashion brand, creating beautiful like silk, elegant, classy dresses and things, I guess. And I think what I love about the Ghost fragrances is the brand is elegant, the smells are good, quite good for lasting, good quality, but the price point is often really low. Even at full price, they're still cheaper than your typical designer perfumes, and you can often find them discounted. As always, guys, I'll leave the links down below to where you can get these, both in America and Europe. But I think they're quite unique, and when I used to work selling perfumes, I used to recommend the Ghost ones quite a lot because they're kind of just like such good value for money, and they kind of have something for everyone almost. And personally, I really love the moon-shaped ones in the range. I used to have one of them, so I really do like this perfume range is what I'm trying to say, I think. So let's get into it. So the original Ghost came out in 2000, and it's literally just called Ghost by Ghost, and it's kind of a pretty rose vanilla. I think it has some peach in there as well, so it kind of feels, it reminds me a bit of Armani Code in some ways, and the bottles are kind of similar looking as well and similar time period, but it's kind of like a warm, classy, not plain, but very simple fragrance. I think it would work fine for an office job, for work, but you could also transition it and wear it in the evening, perhaps just put a few more sprays on. I think it's quite safe, and I think lots of people like it. We then have, of course, Ghost Sweetheart, which comes in this sort of, what colour is this? I guess it's like a peachy, blushy packaging. This, I'd say, is a bit funner, more sort of like a definitely more daytime and a spring summer vibe. It has wood and white florals in, but it also has some pineapple in, which gives it that funness and that that warmth, that summeriness to it. And I think this is a really like simple, nice fragrance to wear. You can't really go wrong with it. Very refreshing and uplifting first thing in the morning. It's not really an evening fragrance though. It's definitely more of a fresh daytime clean fragrance. Along a kind of similar line, you have Ghost Luminous. Now this has a lot of fresh melanin, pineapple again, apples, oranges. It's very, very fruity, quite tropical. I'd say this is almost like a summer, warm weather type fragrance. So sort of getting more and more tropical as we go through. And then Captivating has loads of guava in, which of course is a very tropical sort of Caribbean tropics type smell. It's also got some nice fresh florals in and some orange, so it kind of feels like a the smell of leaves and flowers on a tropical island. With that guava, perhaps you're having a guava juice. So again, I think quite summery. There's also Enchanted Bloom, which is like a fresh water lily, so it feels tropical, but it's definitely more, much more lighter. I'd say this one isn't particularly good for lasting. It has freesia, cranberry, sort of fruity and floral notes with a woody base, so kind of similar to the others, but I'd say this is much lighter. This could be pretty buying it for someone perhaps a bit younger, sort of someone's first perfume perhaps, like 13, 14-year-old. You want something that's very pretty and feminine, but not something that's like super overwhelming and everyone will be able to smell it. We then have Whisper. I like this one. I used to recommend this if people said they liked almond. This has quite a lot of almond, nutty, warm vibes in it. So that kind of makes it, to me, more autumnal, maybe wintry. But then jasmine and white florals. So pretty and feminine, but warm and kind of like a cozy perfume. There's also Whisper Blush, which to be honest is a completely different fragrance. It's much lighter, it has raspberry in, the almond's gone, it has musky and white floral and rose. So if anything, this is more like the original Ghost, or one of the earlier ones, in the sense that it's like a pretty floral. So it's weird that it's called a similar name because it's just not the same at all. We also have Whisper Rain. Now this is a really nice citrus one, orangey, neroli, bergamot, very, very fresh. The kind of thing you'd want to spray when you've just got out the shower, or if it's very, very hot, you sort of spray yourself in this citrus mist and it would really sort of lift your mood, I think. So I quite like this one. And again, I would recommend this to people if they liked citrus and they wanted something very fresh. We then have Ghost Moonlight. Now this is quite a fun one. I like the bottle. It is definitely a bit more mysterious and nightimey. It's white chocolate, so quite sweet but warm. It has a kick of ginger in and some sort of zesty vibes as well. So when you first spray it, you get the ginger and you get sort of bergamot type smell, but as it settles, the white chocolate starts coming through and it gets quite warm. Again, does it remind me of Armani Code? Maybe a bit, but definitely a nice thing to have in the evenings, and you could definitely layer this on a lot of the others to just add a little bit more of an evening scent. We then have Ghost Girl. Now this is really similar to Whisper Blush. It almost has exactly the same fragrance notes in. So I feel like they got the same vibes as me, that this is of quite a young smell. So again, it's got raspberry, white florals, pear, a bit more ambery than Whisper Blush, but essentially very similar. And of course the name suggests definitely for a sort of younger, girlier type vibe. And then lastly, in this type of range from Ghost, we have Purity that came out in 2019. This is a white floral, again freesia, but it has a sort of sugariness to it, a little bit of sweetness. Again, it feels very florally, summery, springy, and a really affordable way to get a nice white floral fragrance. So Ghost then have a range of perfumes that are shaped like the moon. I love these bottles. I think they're one of my favorite bottles from any perfume maker. I think they're so cool, so different. I love the moon. I have quite a lot of things with moon shape on, like crescent moon. And I think this is a really cute gift. It's memorable, it's different. So the first one that came out, Deep Night, is the one I used to have, and it actually is quite similar to original Ghost in that it has vanilla in and it has peachy notes in, it's got apricot and wood, so it's quite deep, fruity, definitely towards the night time, but you could get away with this during the day, definitely. It's not really heavy and intense. It's just sort of, I'd say, medium intensity, but it's definitely really, I find apricot and peach notes in perfumes really warm. I love getting that fruitiness, but without sort of a sweet, like a strawberry raspberry. It's like a deep apricot, feels almost autumnal. And yeah, I really like this. Think this could be my favorite. And yeah, the bottle is just too cool for school. We then have Eclipse, which comes in this cool sort of like sunset type bottle. This is definitely a very summery, fresh perfume. It has sort of orange, lemons, limes, very, very citrusy. It's also got green apple, water lily, again, very fresh fragrances, and then a little bit of peach, but it's quite a departure from Deep Night, a different fragrance entirely, and again, one for the citrus lovers. There's also Whitelight, which is a cool white iridescent-y, pearlescent-y bottle for the moon. Looks, I guess, like the colour of the moon. This is kind of similar to Deep Night. It has vanilla and peach in again, but it doesn't have the woodiness. It's a bit lighter. It's got fresh pear in. It's got some floral notes, some amber. So it's kind of like a lighter, younger sister of Deep Night. So if Deep Night is perhaps too vanilla or a bit too nighttime, then this one could be your daytime perfume, because it's just not quite as intense, but it is still basically a vanilla peach perfume. And then lastly, we have two different ones that come in a sort of geometric type bottle, Ghost Dream. This is more towards the oriental vibes. It's got heliotrope and patchouli in, so fragrance notes that aren't really used in any other Ghost perfumes. So it's a bit more deeper, a bit more, I guess, grown-up smell. It's got rose and musk and white florals, so definitely something a bit stronger from Ghost, something that's really gonna people will smell on you. And then finally we have Ghost Daydream, which is like a lighter version. The heliotrope's there, but there's kind of like a zestiness and a saltiness to this, with that musky and a bit more white florally, so it feels more daytime. I wouldn't say it feels fresher, I'd just say it feels a bit cleaner, and it just definitely is the daydream, where dream is more the nighttime, or if you just like wearing a bit more intense perfumes during the day. So that is my rundown of the Ghost perfume range. There have been some others, but I haven't included them because they're just kind of gone and you can't get them anywhere, so there's no point me telling you about them. But there's still quite a lot there in this range. These you can really get for reasonable prices, so if you like them, definitely good ones to pick up, especially with Black Friday, January sales coming up. So links are all down below. Let me know if you've had any of these, what you think of them, which is your favorite. I love to read your comments down below. But that's it, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you're not already. And that's it. I'll see you again for another perfume review real soon.